of Rune, the god of going, and the Thsnd Hm Gs. Rune said, "There be gods of moving and gods of standing still, but I am the god of going." It is because of Rune that the worlds are never still, for the moons and the worlds and the comets are stirred by the spirit of Rune, which saith, "Go, go, go." Rune met the worlds all in the morning of things, before there was light upon Pagana, and Rune danced before them in the void, since when they are never still. Rune sendeth all streams to the sea, and all the rivers to the soul of Slid. Rune maketh the sign of Rune before the waters, and lo, they have left the hills. And Rune has spoken in the ear of the north wind, that he may be still no more. The footfall of Rune hath been heard at evening outside the houses of men, and thenceforth comfort and abiding know them no more. Before them stretcheth travel over all lands, long miles, and never resting between their homes and their graves, and all at the bidding of Rune. The mountains have set no limit against Rune, nor all the seas a boundary. Whither Rune hath desired there must be Rune's people go, and the worlds and their streams and the winds. I heard the whisper of Rune at evening, saying, "There are islands of spice to the south," and the voice of Rune saying, "Go." And Rune said, "There are Thsnd Hm Gs, the little gods that sit before the hearth and mind the fire. There is one Rune." Rune saith in a whisper, when none heareth, when the sun is low, what doeth Mana Yud Sushai? Rune is no god that thou may worship by thy hearth, nor will he be benignant to thy home. Offer to Rune thy toiling and thy speed, whose incense is the smoke of the campfire to the south, whose song is the sound of going, whose temples stand beyond the farthest hills in his lands behind the east. Yarnareth, 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 which signifieth beyond, these words be carved in letters of gold upon the arches of the great portal of the temple of Rune that men have builded looking towards the east upon the sea, where Rune is carved as a giant trumpeter with his trumpet pointing towards the east beyond the seas. Whoso heareth his voice, the voice of Rune at evening, he at once forsaketh the home gods that sit beside the hearth. These be the gods of the hearth: Pitsu, who stroketh the cat, Hubbeth, who calms the dog, and Habihaith, the lord of glowing embers, and little Zumbibo, the lord of dust, and old Grimbaum, who sits in the heart of fire to turn the wood to ash. All these be home gods, and live not in Pagana, and be lesser than Rune. There is also Kilulu Lugong, the lord of arising smoke, who taketh the smoke from the hearth and sendeth to the sky, who is pleased if it reacheth Pagana, so that the gods of Pagana, speaking to the gods, say, "There is Kilulungung doing the work on earth of Kilulungung." All these are gods so small that they be lesser than men, but pleasant gods to have beside the hearth, and often men have prayeth to Kilulungung, saying, "Thou whose smoke ascendeth to Pagana, send up with it our prayers, that the gods may hear." And Kilulungung, who is pleased that men should pray, stretches himself up all grey and lean, with his arms above his head, and sendeth his servants the smoke to seek Pagana, that the gods of Pagana may know that the people pray. And Jambim is the lord of broken things, who sitteth behind the house to lament the things that are cast away. And there he sitteth lamenting the broken things until the worlds be ended, or until someone cometh to mend the broken things. Or sometimes he sitteth by the river's edge to lament the forgotten things that drift upon it. A kindly god is Jambim, whose heart is sore if anything be lost. There is also Tribugi, the lord of dusk, whose children are the shadows, who sitteth in a corner far off from Habaneth, and speak to none. But after Habaneth hath gone to sleep, and old Grimbalm hath blinked 100 times, until he forgotteth which be wood or ash, then doth Treboogie send his children to run about the room, and dance upon the walls, but never disturb the silence. But when there is light again upon the worlds, and dawn cometh dancing down the highway from Pagana, then does Treboogie retire into his corner, with his children all around him, as though they had never danced about the room. And the slaves of Habaneth and the old Grimbalm come and wake them from their sleep upon the hearth, and Pitsu strokes the cat, and Hobith calms the dog, and Kilulugung stretches aloft his arms towards Pagana, and Treboogie is very still, and his children asleep. And when it is dark, all in the hour of Treboogie, Hish creepeth from the forest, the Lord of Silence, whose children are the bats that have broken the command of their father, but in a voice that is ever so low. Hish husheth the mouth, and all the whispers in the night. He maketh all noises still. Only the cricket rebelleth. But Hish hath sent against him such a spell, that after he hath cried 1,000 times, his voice may be heard no more, but become part of the silence. And when he hath slain all sounds, Hish boweth low to the ground, then cometh into the house, with never a sound of feet, the god Yornath Lahai. But away in the forest whence Hish hath come, Wuhoon, the Lord of Noises in the night, awaketh in his lair, and creepeth round the forest to see whether it be true that Hish hath gone. Then in some glade Wuhoon lifts up his voice, and cries aloud, and that all the night may hear, that it is he, Wuhoon, who is abroad in all the forest. And the wolf and the fox and the owl and the great beasts and the small lift up their voices to acclaim Wuhoon, and there arise the sound of voices and the stirring of leaves.